ends the meeting. And we can go ahead and get started with the Secretary's report and the approval of the January minutes.
Howard.
Howard? Unmute. Yeah. Can you unmute, Howard?
I can request it, but it doesn't let me unmute him.
Howard, can
Okay,
you
I'm
unmute
sorry.
There he
yourself?
goes. He's unmuted.
Okay.
I'm clear now.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you.
Okay. Okay, well, reviewing the minutes, January 19th, 2021. Meeting was called to order by, at 5:02 by Helen. We can just drop down people. You can look at the list of the attendees. We had a pretty good turnout, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This was the previous one, the motion 2021-01.1. Winfrey and Black moved to approve the December 10th XCOM meeting minutes. The motion carried. Chair's report, Helen report, end of the year reporting will be discussed by the treasurer later. Local operating procedures need to be done by the end of the first quarter. Reporting and V-tools on new officers and society chairs. New officers need to get training from IEEE Center of Excellence. Use V-tools events for all programs. The OSU
Howard,
student.
can I ask, Howard, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you guys, I attached the minutes in the e-notice. Are you guys able to pull those and review? Or
Well, I did, but and they're we had, but I don't know whether anybody else even looked at them. That's what I think that was the issue we had before. People didn't really look at them, but
okay, so we can just go through them then.
okay, I'll real quick like then. Student branch will hold their 7th annual winter banquet. You and Dr. Berger, I assume would be attending. That was January 28th. And Josh and Daniel were reported the following. Daniel stated that he's requested access as treasurer from IEEE 3 weeks ago and has not heard anything. Josh stated we're finishing up the year-end report, should be finished by the end of January or the 1st of February. Josh stated he has a bill from the auditor. Check was written, will be sent tomorrow. $1,460, $850 for 2020 and $610 for 2021. Helen, she had a note from Carl about a bill from MGA site project. Josh approved the expense and concur. He's not sure if anyone else had to approve it since Carl was the chair. Dropping down to the professional societies, nothing to report by Sol on membership and development, nothing on professional activities by Ben. Educational activities with Josh and Ian. Josh plans to set up a meeting with Ian, has contact for possible program, is considering possibly a joint meeting with YP and Computer Society, starting to reach out to schools in the near future. They see what we can do with the STEM. Webmaster Ian needs the new officer, committee chairs, picture, biography data to correct the website. Region 2's given us access to their website to link. On our website, we can see the Region 2 officers and committee chairs. Helen will check to see if Anthem still wants to be involved. Student activities chair is open. Stoll and Carl are handling that. Josh requested that we give presentation on the senior member what senior member means and the requirements to become a senior member. So stated that we usually do that senior elevation in the spring and in the fall. This was discussed. Sol will schedule a senior member elevation in the spring. Ian suggests we invite the technical societies and students to attend. Students discount on membership from 20 going expense accounting going forward 2020. 2021 should be easier since most of the expenses will be in concur. Attachment 1A to the minutes is Jim's revised pre-audit worksheet. Section advisor, Bob Walston, no report. Helen advised Bob was to provide an update. December on the bylaws, that didn't happen. He's quite busy at work. Our current drafted bylaws are 2012 or earlier. The membership geographic procedures say we can have our bylaws, own bylaws, but they must be in line with IEEE operating procedures. Ben and others have said they would help with the bylaws. Helen will contact Bob. She would like the complete the bylaw review by the end of the first quarter. And yeah, let's see. You can move fast. I can't even find where we are now. Whoa. I cover everything earlier there.
The
Yeah,
section
okay.
advisor.
All right. There's no report on the antenna propagation, computer communication, control system, electron photonics, no report. Engineering medicine, no report. Power energy society had a report. I can't say his name probably.
Prakash.
Prakash
I
reported
always
the
say
following
Prakash.
PES as a presentation scheduled on January 24th, titled Dynamic Security Optimization for Hawaii Islands Power Systems with 100% inverter-based generation. Presenter Dr. H. Muntz. Planning virtual WebEx presentations in the future. No report from PES advisor Rich Smilker. Signal processing, no report. Solid state circuits and systems. Joint Society, no report. Professional Chair Colleen advised that YP and Franklin County chapter of NSPE OSP are having a joint meeting on February 19th or February the 26th at 7 p.m. It'll be improvisational comedy night. If it's on the 19th, we can talk about the upcoming National Engineers Week. If it's on the 26th, we can talk about Engineers Week celebration. And it is, it's tomorrow night, just let everybody know. Women in Engineering, Helen reported she's looking for new officers to run the society. She also reported that technical program on Smart Columbus scheduled for the 17th. She had not heard from them in December, so she hoped that gets done. Well, that you've got that scheduled now. We can talk about that later. Okay. DeVry, no report. At DeVry University, DeVry University online, no report. Ohio University, no report. Ohio State University, Tufka, Musha, reported that the OSU undergraduate luncheon is open to industries and students for network. Helen should have received your invitation. Planning one or two events, but not sure when. Helen asked if the students are participating in SPACs. I advised that some individuals, students that are doing an individual, I'm not sure what I did with this typing, sharing with others. Also, a couple of students working together on a project. Ian advised he had found a Roboton IO virtual robotics platform that's available for a small fee. Graduate student program, Dr. Berger, no report. Zane State, no report. Columbus State Community College, no report. Okay, old business. Helen asked if Howard had any questions for Josh about the audit. Howard responded, and we've not completed the information required by the auditor. The spreadsheet provided by Helen Winfrey and the detailed documents required that answered the spreadsheet questions. Thought you would finish that in December when you were out of school. Still don't have a date when it will be done. Helen said we need to set a date to complete this and said complete it in the first quarter of 2021. MGA site project, Carl report, electronic equipment on site, hearing for zoning variance being arranged, ordered the containers, doing the prefabrication, programming for some electronic PLC lights being planned. Helen wanted to set time frame for a visit. Carl suggested May or June would be a good time. Some construction would be underway. We have tabled guidelines still on the table. IEEE Columbus section audit as of June 11th, 2020. New business. Central Ohio Engineers Week luncheon program scheduled January 25th from 12 to 1:30. Flyer would be sent out. Josh was wanting to create get someone to coordinate the various programs. I don't know what I did there. I know what it was is create a page, web page, our calendar page. Ben has retired. Maybe he could handle under, oh, man, I don't know what happened there. I apologize. We had two comments going. Wanted to get something on the calendar on the web page. That's the next one.
They wanted to have like a planning calendar made.
Right. And then we never got through the Constitution and bylaws, and maybe Ben would be able to handle that under professional activities. Man, I thought I checked that over. Anyway, meeting adjourned at 6:30 p.m. And that's the minutes. And I guess, is there a motion to approve?
Howard, I just need to make a correction on the Central Ohio. The date is February 25th instead of January. In the new business, just make a note.
Oh, in the,
Yeah, okay.
January, it's in what?
It's under new
Ian-
business. It should say
Yeah,
January.
Ian
but-
has
or it said-
already changed it. You had it wrote down as January instead of February.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right. Correct. I don't
Okay,
even know
so
how I did that either.
that was
Okay.
today. Okay.
And somebody make a motion
Mhm.
with the correction.
Yeah. After correction, I'll motion it.
Thank you, Ian. Second,
And yep, I'll second. This is Daniel.
I'm sorry, who?
Daniel.
Then
Okay, Dan, thank you.
Yeah. Howard, just
Yeah,
while the scribbles are on the screen, you should probably download Grammarly on your computer. That's how I'm fixing everything right now. Yeah.
Okay,
Grammarly is a nice thing
so-
to have.
Okay, so we got the minutes, motion, all in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Okay, motion carried to accept the January 19th minutes. Thank you. So we can go ahead and go with the rest of the agenda.
Mhm.
And I see.
That'd be the chair's report.
Okay. I see Ben join in. Okay, we'll go ahead and go with the chair's report. Just to be brief, I attended the membership development meeting, and they did have a good report because of the Future 50 membership initiative for the student. We regained about 4,000 members, either new or renewals, so that kind of improve the decline of about 6%, 6.5% in November down to about 4%. So that's about 2.5% improvement. Hopefully it'll continue to trend in the membership. And we should actually probably do an initiative to contact some of the members that has not renewed yet. That's part of the vitality initiative that we need to do for the section. Dr. Berger and I attended the OSU winter banquet. That was nice to see the students and Dr. Berger address the students. Also, the speaker was the new president of OSU, and she's actually part of the computer and engineering faculty. We gave 4 service awards to 4 students officers who has at least served for a year in their section. And the event went out really well. And planning for the virtual Ohio Legislative Day, that's tentative schedule for April 23rd. Seems like April is going to be pretty busy. And I think Howard is working on getting a speaker representative from the IEEE for that. Virtual section Congress is set for April 9 to 11. That's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And since that's a virtual event, in the past we were only allowed to send maybe 2 people into that event, but now that it's virtual, I'm pretty sure they're gonna open it to the section. So I will put a note to save the date for this 2 events in April. And I did get an approval of the check signing for our account from National, so that's completed. And upcoming Region 2 meeting is March 6th, and probably I should be attending that. So that's all I have. Just a lot of kind of events happening, and also training through the Center for Excellence. So if you guys have a chance to do that, I think everybody has access to that tool as well. And I think I was talking to Saul the other day. He's not going to be able to join the meeting, and I think we need to do some kind of quick refresher course on VTOL for event and e-notice creation. We can do that sometime next month. That's all I have. Thank you. So I guess we'll go next to the treasurer's report and kind of focus on what we're going to have to do for the budget for this year. Daniel, take it away.
Sure. Yeah, so I met with Josh a couple times. I unfortunately have not been able to reconcile 2020. But what we can do is figure out what we want to do with the budgets for 2021. The direction I received was we would keep all the budgets the same. I'm not sure if that is the process or what the actual process is moving forward, but I do have it up on my screen. It's just exactly what we had last year. Just didn't know what direction we wanted to take things.
Are you wanting to share that image?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, at the bottom of your screen, it should say share with upward arrow. Okay, there you go.
Yep. So, do we want to talk about 2020 or? 'Cause, to be very honest, I'm not sure what to do about 2020. We have charges that I can't reconcile with where they actually came from, and I'm not sure if we have receipts or anything. So, I mean, we can try to resolve that the best we can, but I guess for the sake of the conversation, we can just focus on 2021 and then decide. James, maybe we can talk later on what to do about that since you're going to be auditing it. Okay. Alrighty. So going through the section income, this column O, is what our budget's going to be for 2021. So I know, Howard, we were speaking, I think it was E-Week, which is down here somewhere, that we're going to put back in or keep in. But I guess for the income, does anyone have any issues with what we have on the income section?
I have a question. The check was
Go ahead.
supposed to, I know we didn't have an approved budget, but the E-Week check was supposed to be sent. And I don't know
Yep.
whether did Josh do that or not.
Yeah, that's also something I'm struggling to. So
Find
I do
out.
have access to the account now, but I can't approve stuff and concur. I don't have any checks either, but I do have signature authority, so I can write the check technically.
We need
Okay,
yeah,
so
E-Week
we
down
probably
here.
need, we need, have Josh, given you the package for,
No,
the check? Okay.
nope, but I can drive out to Reynoldsburg and pick it up from him.
Okay.
Well, the other thing that I had recommended, I sent this several weeks ago about putting or making sure we put in the site project as a separate item, line item in here.
Mm-hmm.
And so that needs to be put in.
Would that
And
just be a section activity?
It would be, yeah, the section activity.
Okay.
And then we would need to get what the expected money is that would be spent in 2021 from, and same way on income too, I guess, from Carl or maybe John. I don't know. Between the
Sure.
committee on the site project needs to provide financial information to put in for 2021, yeah. And we should put that in there, and it should be a separate line item so we can kind of keep it separated from some of the others.
Sure.
The E-Week, just to tell you right now, the E-Week was only supposed to be 250. It's not 300.
There we go.
That's the E-Week here.
Yeah.
Line 95, it should be 250, and that's what we should have paid already, but they had it today, so let's see.
Yeah, they did announce us as the sponsor. So I guess we need to send them the check.
Who would the check go to? Is that on the email, Howard?
Well, I think that was sent earlier.
Okay. I'll go
Yeah,
dig it
but
up once I
maybe-
get the checks.
No, I can get you that information.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work.
I don't have it right. I don't have it sitting in front of me, but yeah, we got it. There was a flyer that came out that had all that information, so
Okay.
we need to do that. And then I would presume that, I don't know, we're doing any SPAC stuff this year or not. It didn't seem like there was much going on.
So I guess as an overall, I guess how process is conducted, is the treasurer supposed to reach out to each one of these groups to figure out what the budget is? Is that the process?
Well, they usually use what was spent previously,
Okay.
and you can look back maybe more than 1 year
Okay.
and see what it is, 19, 20, and then come up with something in 21 to see
Gotcha.
if there's anything. Different societies indicate what they want. I don't know how we have stuff that we got shown, but some of those went up last year. But I see they're showing some didn't spend any.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did voted because of, we can only do virtual and activities. And I think just towards the end of the year is when we started getting, like a gift certificate for the meal or something. But in the beginning, we didn't really spend anything.
Yeah, and there could be expenses here. I am struggling to put them in the right bucket right now.
Okay.
I have a few comments. This is Ben Miraban.
Yep.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my computer audio and video are not working, but anyhow, I am on my cell phone and I can see your screen.
Okay.
If you zoom in a little bit more, if you don't mind, please,
Sure.
on your screen. Okay. Now, if you go all the way on top, if you don't mind, please.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there's an item here. Section income, section headquarters. Okay, section activities, CTC. CTC. CTC is not in existence, and we have not supported CTC for several years.
Okay. So it's not included right now.
It really shouldn't be budgeted because
Yeah, it's not budgeted right now.
Okay, is it not that 400 is not budget? Is it not budget for?
So
100 is the 2020 budget.
yeah.
Oh, is it 2020? Okay.
Yep.
So the 400 was not spent, right?
Correct.
Okay, now if you would please go.
Well, sorry, Ben. Just to make sure I'm clear, I don't know if it was spent or not. I'm assuming it wasn't, but continue.
Yeah, because I know. I mean, as far as I know, there was no expenditure as such because
Okay.
there was not any organization as such. Anyhow, so if you would please go to PACE, okay? I think this was from last year, right? 1,500 was budgeted, and we spent, if I'm not mistaken, I cannot see it very well. PACE. Trying to get to it. Region 2, society. Do I see how much? We had some expenditure last year for PACE, right?
I'm sure we did. I guess just to be clear, everything in column M, I can't verify.
I don't think we had any expenditure. That's all I'm trying to bring to your attention. Okay.
Gotcha.
Unless somebody is using our budget for some other purposes. But as far as I'm concerned, to bring it to your attention,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there could be any. And again, that's my truth.
Okay.
Yeah. And essentially, that's all I have.
Okay.
And now, how about the budget for 2021? We have to get in touch with you and let you know how much money we need, or you have already allocated what we used to start with last year?
Yeah, so I've allocated
so
what we had last year.
Ben, if you look at column O, is the proposed budget for 2021.
Okay, my apologies. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you. It's just, can you zoom in a little bit more?
Yeah.
Please.
Is that better?
Yeah. There was no activities for the CTC. Thank you. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's good. On the CT, on the PACE professional activity, there was no activity in 2020. Fine. But there will be some kind of budget for this year, correct?
Sure, yes. Yeah, I'm going to keep this here.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Ben.
Yes, sir.
Ben, what did you say you want monies there for the professional activities, right?
Well, since we don't know, to be very honest with you, they're saying, the COVID may go away.
Well,
by
yeah, but
July.
I don't think you would spend $1,500. You're probably not going to see anything happening till June or later because everything seems to still being set virtually. So maybe
That's what
you
I
don't
did.
need that full. That's all.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I was trying to say. If the COVID goes away in June, July, whenever, all right, hopefully we would have some activities in the fall. That's all I'm trying to say. I agree with you fully, not 1,500, okay? Maybe, just round it up to 1,000 for the time being. Makes sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Is it okay with you, Howard?
Yeah, that's all right. I just don't think you need 1,500. That's all.
No, I agree. Thank you.
And
Is it okay, Helen?
the Region 2.
Yes. Plus, we also get email from Region 2 and IEEE USA on PACE activities. Right now, they have money that they want to allocate if we have an event. So we can easily get grants from them if we need extra, as long as we match it.
Sure. We'll do so. Yeah, appreciate it.
Well, I don't think the meetings and events showing there that budget proposal there shows 5,100. Again, I don't think you'll have that for a whole year. I mean, you're not going to have a whole year on that. So,
What was this used for in the past, Howard?
do what?
What was this bucket used for in the past?
Well, it says meetings, events. I assume it's section meetings
So,
and
okay,
events, things
gotcha.
that we held, and
Gotcha.
I'm just saying 2020 shows 734, which that actually might have happened in 2020, but
Yeah, in the past, the meetings and social events is that we had the banquets and end of the year
right.
meeting and luncheon and things. So I don't think it's a big deal when we put money there. If we don't use it, we don't use it. Otherwise,
Right.
if things pick up in the summer, let's say we create an event in the summer, and then we have to re-vote on it again in order to spend the money.
Well, I guess, Helen, I'd suggest, I know I would take that 5,100 and reduce it to 2,500 right now. And that way we can cover some events, and then if we have to raise it or adjust it, we can do that or approve them individually.
Okay, sounds good.
What if you just left it there, and then if another group needed, like probably another group went kind of over a little bit, they can just borrow some out of that? Am I talking stupid?
Well, you're going to show spending a whole lot of money that you don't really plan to spend.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't
Not that great.
I don't care. Whatever you want to do. I just think that one's probably still a little high.
Yeah,
I think
2,500
makes-
is okay.
Okay.
Now, on the societies, I don't know what all they would do, but you look, they didn't spend a whole lot of money anyway last year. But again, most of them are virtual still. they'll be halfway virtual. And so I guess my guess, which one spent the most there? Power-
Yeah,
So
No.
just
right
to
now,
clarify, this isn't 2021's like expenses. This is just pulled in from what Josh had previously, and I haven't verified that this is accurate.
Okay, I don't think it is.
Okay.
I know they had a number of events. So women had a number of events too. No,
yeah, but I don't think Colleen spent 1,500. I doubt
No.
it.
No, she didn't. So you don't need 1,500 in young professionals either.
Well, we did have events in the past, so that's the reason why we increased that budget in 2019.
Well, and I understand that, but I don't even, if we had what we spent in 2019, you'd look what we did in 2020. We didn't do very much. Now you're going to go to, well, I don't care. You leave it whatever you want. I think they're too
Yeah.
high. That's all.
Yeah, so if you can put that to maybe 1,000, and also for the Wii is supposed to be 500, not 150.
Okay.
And I rather increase the PES to 1,500 because they have events every month.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we have the workshop again, it might actually need to be higher. If we're okay with that, I'd be more comfortable putting this at 2,000, considering what we did, at least in 2019 for the workshop.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
And if you're able to do that towards the end of the year, you'll spend that, I'm sure.
Right.
Let's see.
Most
A
of the
signal-
societies, I've been trying to contact them. If you look at APMTT, we allocated 300 for them, the same thing as 1,000 for the photonics. But these society also have money in their account. The APMTT and the ED actually get refund from national, so they have their own account in the system in addition to what we allocate for them as a section. So some of these guys, like the controls, that's Carl, and I've been trying to contact signal processing and some of this group, and I haven't been successful in getting updates from them.
We have that, Helen, we got that new joint society.
Yes, do we need to add those? Because those are the, what?
And I don't have those in front of me either. I don't know what they are.
Nah, I think it's okay unless they come to us and request some kind of funding.
Okay. Well, do you want to change any of the other societies that we have shown here right now, or do you want to leave it like it is?
I think we'll leave it as it is. Where did we put the site project? Oh, I think it's in below. You added that there,
We had
down below.
listed it under
Daniel.
we listed
I added it
under
up here.
under the section.
Oh, it's that's SIG.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is this a society or is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
John, I think John. That's the humanitarian. That's a special interest group, humanitarian and technology.
Yeah, it's a humanitarian project.
Yeah, it's a site group.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know what to add for that actually.
Yeah, I think Carl is getting some funding from the humanitarian, part of IEEE. I know last year they got $5,000. I don't know if they get some more this year.
He spent some money last year too, and this year John, you guys put something together. Do you have an idea about what you would spend for 2021 for site?
I know we got and spent the 5,000 in 2020. That's correct.
Yeah, but I mean, what are you
For
guessing? 2021.
2021, there's that second round of 5,000 that we asked for. Sorry, he hasn't officially put that in yet. We gave him all of the paperwork for it. So we're asking for another 5,000 for the site group. And then this summer, we're going for a bigger ask, but it's from a different fund.
It would come from a different.
Yeah, I'm not quite clear on the site distinction. There was a site COVID relief fund, which is different than a general site group funding. And so the 5,000 we got last year was specifically tied to the site COVID relief fund, which is what they put in the the newsletter that just came out.
Right, I remember that. It was COVID relief. Well, you want to show maybe 8,000 or something in there right now for this? Or
no, we cannot put that in the budget, Howard, because that money is gonna come in. What happens if it doesn't come in?
Yeah, it's my understanding that that would be funded from site. So I don't know if it has to be included in this budget because it wouldn't come from these expenses. I don't think, but I think this is probably a better question for Carl.
Yeah. If we're going to provide them with some spending money, and that money is going to come from our sections account. So let's say if we give them 1,000 or 500, that money has to come from our budget. That is separate from income that is given from the national or other endowment. Is that clear? Does that make sense?
Yep, that's right.
well, if we get money from AEP, comes into the section, where does that go?
That goes in the section income section.
Yeah, the foundation, it goes to the foundation donation right there on line 15. Or corporate donations. I think last year we got 3,000. Yeah.
Corporate donations. Yeah.
Okay. No problem. All right, that's fine.
Can I make a comment about site, please? Just very quick. This is a continuation of my concern in the past. I believe I heard there were some monies last year from two different sources for two different purposes, if I'm not mistaken. All I am trying to say, if site is using this platform to spend money and bring money in, this is just my reaction. We got to be very, very careful how the money comes in, how the money goes out. So hopefully our auditor and everybody else is aware of the transaction and what we are doing. That's all I like. Yes, Howard.
No, I understand. Yeah.
Okay.
So it might not be. We might not add that site in the section activities. We could maybe add that in the societies. I don't know. But we don't allocate budget to the site because they are getting money from different sources.
So should they even be in the budget at all then?
Well, I wish I really understood part of that, because the money's going to come in and somebody's going to pay the bills. And those bills
Yeah,
get
the
paid.
money comes in, the money comes in into an account, our account, because we are the parent section. So the money goes into our bank, and then it gets written to, like for example, take Dr. Berger for his humanitarian in what was that, in South America, Colombia. So
Yeah.
he got two $10,000 grant.
Right.
And,
Yes.
and that $10,000 went into our account, and then it gets paid out to Ohio State. So we have, actually, we don't have any control nor responsibility on how they spend the money.
That's, I guess I don't understand how the site project, he's got it set up. We're doing it under the section. The money's going to come in. And I believe, if I remember right, Josh has already approved some expenses and concur and paid it out of the account.
Yes. And in turn, Carl actually, and Carl and John, they have to report that to the humanitarian group. They actually send a monthly report to them on how they spend the money.
But you need to, if you don't put it in here and control it somewhere, how are you going to keep it, identify it, if you don't keep it updated in here? I don't know. I don't have any idea.
Yeah, but I think it's not an income for the section. It's not an income.
Can I say something?
Sure,
Yeah,
Jim.
go ahead.
This is something I've been looking into. It's under my big ticket items. And I didn't want to go there tonight, but headquarters requires what we might call pass-through money. $1,000 goes over to Ohio State. Their treasurer and their stuff's supposed to handle it through the year. They're supposed to, at least at the end of the year, report back to our treasurer $990 of it was spent, $10 wasn't. And that's the minimum they require. Is that making sense?
Okay, I think, but you know, we haven't really received any kind of report from any of these guys. So
No,
maybe that's something we need to do in the future. So
exactly.
yeah.
I think Carl. Yeah, I think if
James,
sorry,
James, this is Ben. Can I have a follow-up question to what you just mentioned? Yeah, yes. But I heard, Josh approved some of the expenses. Was it from Helen or from someone else? Okay. I don't think, we are in a position to approve expenditures. Yeah, I am fully with you 100%. The money comes in and goes out. Okay. How it's being spent or how the money came in really is not our responsibility. Unless you think you and the chair and others think, yeah, we can have authority on those. But that's fine. But all I'm just trying to say, I'm just caution myself. I don't know. I don't want to get involved in the future by somebody who would inquire why, what happened. Anyway.
Yeah,
see,
Ben.
as the parent society, the money that's the way it does. That's the rule. The money has to go to our section account, and then when, let's say, Carl or Dr. Berger did an expense report, then we have to pay that money to them because they got that money for their project. So, of course, now we're doing everything in Concur, so they actually upload receipts and all that stuff in Concur. But the section chair, and the section chair, and I believe that the treasurer have to approve those paying out those expenses based on the money that they receive for that project.
Helen, when you pay the expenses, the expense report, and so forth, in a way you are approving, if I'm not mistaken, the expenses. I know Mr. Berger, Dr. Berger, is providing expense report. Okay, this is it. This is what I have spent. Okay, that's great. So we have to pay Dr. Berger. All right. Now, who is going to audit or who's going to make sure everything is fine? If the section is only a channel for the money to come and go out and nothing else, like any other expenses, okay, I understand that. But when we approve to pay Dr. Berger, okay, is we are approving the expenses. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah,
One
they
last
have to
thing.
provide a receipt for those expenses.
This is John. I think that what would help is Carl has been sending the monthly updates to site, so he should have all of those. So I think if that's what is needed, we can just ask him to share with this group. I understand that what people are saying is if the money's flowing in and out, it has to be captured on a budget here for auditing purposes. And so I know that Carl has all of the receipts, and he also has the reports that he's been sharing with the site group. So I believe all of that information is available.
But I still think we're looking at what money's coming into the section and what money's going out. And you look at that on a monthly basis to see how everything's going. And if you expect money to come in through site, go into it, and you expect it to flow out, paying the bill through Concur, then to me, that says you need to show that in your budget.
Correct. And so I'm hopeful that we can get 5,000 from the site COVID relief fund in March or April.
Okay.
And then once we get that money, it'll be used towards the construction. So to be cautious, I would say maybe we won't see it until April, but I'm hopeful that'll happen in March.
And just to clarify, so Howard, we will still show it, but I'm not sure we'll show it in the budget. So that it'll show in our income statement, if you will, for the year of what always like what came in, what came out. But the budget is where we're allocating our own money, and it's probably not going to go there. Does that answer that or clear anything up?
Well, okay, if you don't want to.
Daniel, the concern that I have, I'm trying to be polite when I say it. Okay, if you approve the payment, you say, hey, you have spent $5,000. Sir, this is your $5,000. All the receipts and everything is here. Okay, it's really, how can we know that this expense was spent for the purpose, the expense reporting? Maybe James can enhance us more. I just want to make sure that we are not the approver of the expenditures. We cannot be the approver of the expenditure. That's my opinion.
I see that there's two flavors. One is where we act as a pass-through account. Headquarters says we spend $1,000 over the site. At the end of the year, their people are supposed to reconcile that and send our treasurer a report and include that in our annual report from our treasurer. That makes sense?
So you're saying, the expense is coming from the headquarters?
No.
Sorry.
What they require to report. Another one is OSU grad. The money bucket goes over there and just sort of blindly ends up. What they ask is They've got their own treasurer. They got their own way. They got their own approval. They handle that. At the end of the year, they send back just a summary of we received 5,000 across your account. 4,900 of it was spent. Here's what's left. That's it. That goes into the treasury report.
How come they cannot say you received 5,000 for the expenses? So now I have spent $2,500. Please write a check and send it back to me, without telling us what they have done.
Well, see, that always assumes, headquarters assumes the third party has their own accounting. That's the assumption.
Okay. James, as far as you, Howard, Helen, and others are in agreement, I just expressed my 2 cents.
No, I think it's an item, and like I say, it's in my big ticket items, but not now.
Okay. I appreciate it very much.
Okay, I think what we need to do is for all of these technical societies, even the student section that gets money through the Columbus section, we need to ask them for an end of year report. So by December of the year, then because that's how when we reconcile our account with CBRS, and then we can ask a report from them that, okay, you get $10,000 from your grant, and you can tell us how did you, what did you spend on that money? That way we can reconcile it ourselves. I think that's a good idea. But when they get their money, when the money is deposited, of course, we cannot approve their expense report unless the money showed up into our account. So that's, we cannot approve a $2,000 expense if their grant money hasn't arrived yet. And I think that's what John was saying, that, the grant money that they have may probably come in April or May. So as soon as they get their grant money and then they can put in an expense, then that's okay. We can move the money to their account. In case, like for Dr. Berger, it goes to the Ohio State because we can't send the money directly to the individual. That makes sense?
No, I agreed with you, Helen. I agreed, but as long as everything is clear, what we are intending to do, what our intentions are, very clear to the site group as well as to the headquarters and to the auditors, no issues. I just want to make sure everybody knows what we are doing. So,
Okay.
all right, thanks.
I think it's good. It's a good idea. So do we just go ahead and take that line item 23, Ben, since that CTC is no longer exists? So we just take that line item?
Yes, that was the one. And then, you suggested, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the site budget, should probably be moved to the, what do you call it, section activities or something like that.
To the
I
society,
believe,
maybe?
yeah,
To the society.
yeah, so it was
Yeah.
society, yeah. Maybe, it's just, is it another society, another entity?
I thought we said it wasn't another society.
Oh, it wasn't?
No,
Oh,
I that's what I thought I heard. I mean, we can move it here.
no, I don't know. I just make, the chair is
Okay.
there. So,
Okay.
that's my feeling is, is another entity like any other society with activities. The activities
Can
involved.
we add a group called humanitarian? So that way, when we can outline some of the expenses, because at the end of the year we're gonna put expense, right? I don't know if that makes sense. Because it's not really our expenses. But if we want to show that we actually move money from our account to another account, then it could be listed there. Who knows? But I think that will complicate things, in my opinion.
To be very honest with you, the feeling that I have, it really should be completely separate from your section treasury report. It should be part of addendum, not addendum, annex or addendum or something attached to this. But it has to own its own place, completely separate from what we have, what everybody is looking at. Yeah, this shows the money is coming in, this shows the money goes out, separate completely from what we have here. That's my 2 cents. James?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Ben. So maybe, Daniel, we can create like a humanitarian page, and that would outline the site group, whatever. I know Dr. Berger is still doing a lot of humanitarian, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna continue to get funding through us. So maybe we can create that as a separate reporting, maybe, for payout to different societies.
Sure, that makes sense. I mean, it seems to me it makes sense.
Yeah, so I think we just take that site out.
Okay. And so the separate report, you're saying, what's the report going to do exactly?
It's going to be just outlining all the events or the societies that getting money from the national, from an endowment or foundation, that their money goes into our parent account, and then we pay it out to them, and that way it can be separated from our own expenses and budget.
Okay. Do we know what all is coming in at the beginning of the year? Because can't some societies, in the middle of the year request funding?
The societies remain. The societies remain. So you have line items for societies, but these are special funding, like for a humanitarian group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
but it also applies the
separate.
same for like PES. They could get money from national. Wouldn't we handle that the same way? Or no?
Yeah, well, but we do give them budget from our account though, so that's a different. I think.
Correct. So the only difference is we don't give them a budget, so we're going to put them in a separate category. I'm just making sure I understand how to classify it, because that's going to affect how I'm tracking it.
See, the only thing that we are doing here, we would be a conduit for the inflow and outflow, and that's all. No support, no approval. This is it. This is a conduit they would like to have. We established that. Is a part of Columbus section treasury report. That's a suggestion. I wish James, I know he would like to look into it in the future, but any input from him would be appreciated too.
So yeah, and I'm purely thinking of it like how we're going to track it. So let's pretend, site's not here. If for PES gets money from national, but we're not showing that money here, but we do want to show it for other organizations. I'm just making sure we know that we're treating them separate, but they're the same situation.
I think there's two flavors. One flavor is where the money is more of a pass-through, and they're just required to annually tell us what they spent out of that and report that back to the treasurer. The other is where we actually hold the account money and kind of do the legwork from here. That falls in our treasury.
So I agree with you. I think, at least unless I'm misunderstanding, so when PES gets money from national, that is theirs. All we're doing is passing that through. but we're not showing that here. I'm just making sure we understand that there's two different ways that PES shows up, and we're only showing one way, but for site we're going to show it the other way. I'm just making sure that that's what we want to do.
Well, does PES have their own treasurer?
Yes, I am also the treasurer for
Oh,
PES.
okay. Well, Mr. Treasurer, you're required to do all your detailing over there with those
Correct.
funds, and then give that report back to the section at the end of the year.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So yeah, I'll add a section for the humanitarian stuff.
Thank you so much.
Lovely.
Sorry for taking so much time for discussion.
No, I think that's good. That's a good input.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay. So I think after this, if we're comfortable with it, it looks like we would motion to accept the budget. Is that correct?
I motion to accept the budget as presented.
Any seconds?
Okay, I second.
You're muted, Howard.
I'll second.
Okay. Howard second. So all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, opposed? Okay, motion carried to approve the 2021 budget as presented.
Daniel, can you make sure you send me a copy of that? I'm
Yep.
going to text it to the minutes.
Sure, we'll do.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Daniel. With that, we can move into the society's update. Make sure I didn't mute my. Okay.
Hey, Howard, what about
Okay.
that other document you sent to me, the section summary? You sent me a financial summary.
When we get to Jim,
Save it
that's
for
when we
Jim.
want to show that
All right.
that little spreadsheet. We can talk about the letter, just so everybody knows what needs to be done. I think
All right.
Daniel already has seen the letter. Josh has seen it. Ellen's seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And Jim and I have seen it, but I don't know anybody else has. Okay?
Okay. So everything is okay. We can move on to professional societies and membership development. I think I touched a little bit about that on the meeting. They have another meeting on March 12th, so I will see if Sol can attend to that. Sol cannot, he's not feeling too well, so he's not attending tonight. And he's actually trying to set up an event for senior membership drive in the next month or so. And we'll provide the date soon. Then we have Ben for PACE. Ben?
You're muted, Ben, if you're trying to talk.
He's not here?
He's here, but I think he's trying to talk, but he's muted. Probably post
Hello,
phone
Ben.
down.
You can unmute yourself.
We might have put his
Maybe
phone
we'll
down
get
for
back.
a bit.
We'll get back to Ben whenever he comes back. So we can move to educational activities. Guess Josh is not here. So Ian, do you have anything to add to that?
For the website or the student activities?
Student activities or the
Yeah.
website, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Well, the website wise, we do have something new. I had received an email here recently from someone with IEEE. I guess they do like they were trying to advertise that we have member discounts available. So on the homepage, I added a banner that they gave me the link to, and if you click on that banner, it's going to take you to a discounts page available through IEEE. So pretty much just added a link, pretty much. Yeah.
Is that discount on membership?
I think it's a discount on memberships. It takes you to IEEE member discounts. That's all I got here. Membership. I don't really see any facts on membership discounts. You'd have to get to the. Yeah, I see on this page featured benefits, discount programs, group insurance plans, marketplace, discounted IEEE products and services, and contact. That's primarily all that's written on this page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else?
Not really.
Okay. Let's move to student activities chair.
Helen,
Harlan.
Helen, I'm sorry, I'm back.
Okay, Ben.
I had a side
Okay.
discussion right in here. That's why I had you on mute. But anyhow, go ahead, please.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. We can catch up with you for PACE activity.
Well, really, nothing has been planned, as you know. I mean, so far, okay. But I don't know. Probably we should have one soon, maybe before summer. But I don't know. But essentially, nothing has been planned yet. And let me just think about it. All right, bring it to your attention,
Okay.
and then see what we can do. Make sense?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Ben. Let's move to Jim in comments on auditing.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can
Yes.
you hear me? Okay. Let
Yeah.
me share something here. I can find it. Oops.
We can hear you, Jim. What are you going to say?
He's
I'm
trying to show
sharing
something.
Here it is. Did it come up?
It's coming. Now I
No.
see it.
You see it?
All I see is a folder screen. Are you trying to share your whole desktop or your files?
Well, here's the thing I was trying to share. Did it come up? Is it up now?
So Jim, it looked like you shared the specific folder and not your actual screen.
That's what I'm thinking. You probably just shared the folder.
Okay, let's try again. Wait a minute. Okay, there's the item, but
Is that the IEEE 2050 summary?
you see
that-
it? Are you seeing it?
No, but Ian's got that. I sent it to him so he could put it up.
Well, hang on a minute.
Okay. There you go.
Is it up?
Well, I put it up if this is the thing you're after.
Let's see what you did.
This way you're trying to share.
Well, I'm trying to find you now. Oh, that's not it.
That's not it. All right.
Hang on. Give me one more try.
Well, hit the share button and then all the way at the top where it says screen 1, I think, or share screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what that does.
It's going to share your whole desktop screen.
Did that bring it up?
I'm just seeing the folders again.
I wonder why.
Viewing James applications. Are you making sure that you're all the way at the top of the screen where it says share?
Well, let's go there.
Like if you hit the up arrow, you'll see at the top where it says share screen, or I'm questioning if you're scrolling all the way down to other applications or something.
It says I'm sharing.
Well, I hear him.
So Jim, if you cancel the share and then click on the share button again, and then there's quite a few boxes that show up, and okay. So we see.
Here we go. Now we got something. We got a web browser.
So Jim, it looks like you're clicking the application instead of the screen. So at the very top, there should be a screen. It should say screen 1. If you click on that, it'll show everything.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I look? I'm sorry.
So if you click on the share button at the bottom of the WebEx.
At the bottom. Okay,
yeah.
got him.
And then at the very top, it should say screen 1, I believe. If you click on that guy, that should work for you.
Did we get it?
There we go. It says viewing James's screen now. So now we got like a web page pulled up. Shrink that down.
There we go. We see your desktop.
Oh my God, clean your desktop.
How about that?
Organize it.
Do you see this?
Yes, I see that.
IEEE.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And by the way, WebEx is better than Zoom, and Zoom's not safe, so I just bring that up. Security.
Yes.
Yeah, Howard found this since the last meeting, and as you see, it's 2016. This is really the internal audit group, which I didn't know they existed. If I go down here, here's what we're really after to make life good for everybody. It's 2 pages. This does everything for the year. It looks like so far I've collected the details. I can put these in a spreadsheet, build the stuff, but I'm still waiting on material. So 2017, 2018, 2019, I know you hear this every time, is still outstanding. We just don't have the material to produce this. This was done by the internal audit at IEEE. I didn't know they were around. I looked for them, but I never found them. Any comment?
Nope.
So this would give us what we need. I can attach these together in a master sheet. Once I have the data to fill it in, I do have the expense side of the house where it appears to be. No comment?
So you're going to create a Excel version of these?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then I would grind them through and add in the other detail. And maybe we can move forward to Danielle's comment. 2020 is on hold on my end. I'm history, so we'll look at that. Concur at the end of the year, and that is going to add a little complication. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. So we move to the section advisor.
James,
I have not.
James, Ben Miraban
Um,
again. Just
okay,
a minor question, if I may. With all the difficulties we have had so far, with the budget, the expenses, and so forth, for the past 3 years or maybe 4 years, I was wondering what's the plan, how to approach it, and how soon we would be able to resolve these. Any idea, if I may?
Well, we'd like to be out of it by mid-year. I came on board, Ben, in August of 2018,
Sure, understand.
and the problem has grown because things just didn't move ahead quickly. We went through 3 treasurers, so it's been multiple issues over the time. I think they're finally caught up. It's just that we haven't received things on our end, Ben.
I mean, who's really needs to provide the info that you would like to have? Is it Josh or who?
Well, it's the treasurer, if you speak to generic.
Okay. So,
Okay.
okay.
I can try to get with you, Jim, to see what information you need and see if we can dig it up.
Okay, Daniel.
That's great. Thank you so much, everyone.
Jim, do you have access to the Google Drive on the treasurer's Google Drive?
Not that I know of. A long time ago, I asked for read only of the net suite, but never received it.
Okay. All right, that might be something we need to look at. So that way, if you want to look at data, I was on the in the drive this afternoon, and there's quite a bit of data that Josh has put together in there. In addition to, I believe he did send us our 2020 and banking report. So those has every expenses that's written and money that came in outlined. So maybe that's a good idea that you have access to that. Okay, thank you. So I guess do you have any more question, Ben?
No, I don't. I'm fine. At least,
Okay.
there's a procedure, there's a timing, and this is fine as long as, we have some structure here. So that's good. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Section advisor, I have reached out to Bob, but I have not received any response from him. So I will try again this week. Maybe I can get some information on where he is with the bylaws, because it's end of February already and we haven't done anything with our local operating procedure. So let's move to the affinity group. I don't see anybody in the technical societies. So antenna, there's no report. Computer society, that's also Bob, so it's not here. Controls, Carl. And electron devices, Dr. Berger is not here. Goes to the engineering medicine. I was able to get some response from Nasher way back, but none so far. So we'll move to the PES. Daniel, can you give us some info on the PES? I think you guys had an event, right?
Yes, we recently had an event. To be honest, I was sick the last couple of weeks, so I missed our board meeting and that event. So I don't have any relevant information, but we do have another event coming up. I have to check my calendar, see when that date is, but information just went out. We're partnering with PES chapters across Region 2 for this one.
Okay. Richard Smoker, I haven't heard from Richard in a while as a PS advisor. Signal processing, no report. The solid state, no report on that. Young professional, they will have their event tomorrow. So I'm not sure. I think the last time I look at the registration, there's still some open. They're still available. So if you wanting to attend, just register for the event.
Ellen, if you go back to the one group that you mentioned, I was just wanting Daniel, he'd see the name of this society, the Solid State Circuits, SSC and Circuits and Systems, CAS Joint Society, that you could add into the spreadsheet.
Good.
Okay.
That's the one I remember. It shows up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Women in Engineering, we had an event scheduled for February 17, but Tim forgot about some of the his pre-event planning, and he needed to help out with his daughter, so that was going to just cut the presentation short to 30 minutes. So I went ahead and canceled it because 30 minutes presentation without Q&A, that's really not a good thing, since I prefer people to have a chance to ask some question about the presentation. So we will reschedule that in the next couple of months, maybe probably after Easter. And I have a membership development event on March 25th. So I'll be sending an e-notice for that. Hopefully I can find some more member to do some work. It's a little bit hard to get members nowadays. So that's all I have for the WE. Let's move on to the student branches. I don't think we have anybody here from the student branch. And
I could talk for John here for this factor.
Ian, is it okay for us to just remove the DeVry University and just leave the online?
Yeah, because DeVry University originally represented the Columbus section. Now they just branch off of the University Online. Okay,
so we just take that line item for DeVry University out, Howard.
Mm-hmm. DeVry University is just DeVry University Online.
Okay, so
anyway,
go ahead, Ian.
For DeVry University, they had 2 events here recently. One of them was like former grads along with some students, which just happened, I think actually happened on Tuesday night at 8. And then they also had a event, which was kind of like a little tutorial type thing with creating what was that about? I forget what that one was about, but it was like kind of like a little workshop. I forget the date of that one.
IoT workshop?
Yes, it was an IoT workshop. So that happened, and then they also had like a little gathering of their former students that are currently professional IEEE members.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, unfortunately, he sent that notification a little late, so.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get a chance to publish it.
Yeah. Probably needs to get ahead of the schedule there.
Yeah, I will ping him, I guess, if they have any future event in March and April. That way we can put that in our calendar.
All right.
So, are you good?
Yeah, that's all for the DeVry.
Okay. OU, we don't have anybody from OU, Ohio State. Dr. Musa, He's not around. Dr. Berger and saying, so there's no student there. I should, we should put the site project as part of the line item, Howard, since John and Carl attend and they can give us some feedback on that project as part of the, I guess, professional society.
Professional society.
Or the affinity and society, we can add the site group in there. Okay, John, do you have anything to add, an update about what's going on with the initiative?
Nothing in particular. We're working with zoning right now to get that through. We started working on the detailed design and the CAD work. And we started putting together our package and talking to restaurants and potential buyers. So things are moving along. The only other thing I wanted to bring up, I kind of mentioned this to Carl this week, so I don't know how to go about this, but I was wondering if I could give a humanitarian talk through IEEE about urban farming. I've given talks before, like to schools and things like that, and I thought that it might be helpful to have everyone here and some other people as well kind of see the work and the potential in urban farming, and how we can help feed people and how that all also ties back in with the site work that we're doing.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We can even, we can even make that probably an event. I mean, Howard and myself and a few other people, Raymond, we actually went to the meeting, I can't remember when was that, December, 1st December at the site, and that Carl has, in his church, they have a big enough, I guess, places where people can do, social distancing and still have somewhat of a face-to-face event, or it could be virtual. It's up to you how you choose it. We can definitely set up a meeting for that.
Okay.
If I may, I'm very supportive to make it a joint meeting, include PACE in there too, because it really goes back. It's not technical. It's really professional, what we are trying to do as members. If you
Yes,
wish, think
yes.
about it. And if you wish, I would be more than happy to.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
thinking more of a virtual presentation similar to what Paul Berger gave that talk a few months ago that I saw on like a Thursday night. I was thinking something more like that, where it's more like an like an informational session or like around humanitarian work. And while he's focused a lot on doing work, in other countries, focusing more on how we can do work in like a community, and the things I've done that range from working with kids in schools, in people's backyards, and up to working in those neighborhoods. So it's kind of showing that full range of how we can make impact around food.
Yeah.
Okay. Can
Makes sense
you
to me.
pick up? Can you pick up a date and an abstract, and then we can put that in the event notice?
Yeah, I can do that.
And if you
Should
don't mind,
we-
if you don't mind, include my name in there too. I just want to see it before it's posted.
Should we actually, Helen, should we actually go to other sections here in Region 2 and make that a virtual presentation to all of them?
Yes, we can actually send that to the other section, to the region, and then the region can send it out, to Dayton and everybody in Region 2. That would be a good idea.
Yeah, I think John, what he's trying to show and discuss, we can send that to all the region sections, and he can give that presentation virtually. And I assume it would be at least an hour and maybe with some questions.
Yeah, this sounds good. I agree with that.
Okay, well, just send me the date and then some abstract, and then we can create an event.
We'll do.
That's good. Thank you. So let's say old business, Howard. What's we have? I think it's old business is just about the audit, right?
Yeah, those guidelines. Yeah, that's the guidelines we talked about, which I think Jim put together, and we think maybe once we get ourselves kind of squared away, we ought to adopt those as what we want to do. That's all. We might
Okay.
have to revise it a little bit, but we tabled it, so I keep it on the table. And you see it's on the table every month.
Yeah, it's an ongoing process.
You don't forget about it anyway.
It's job security, Jim.
Yeah,
Okay,
we need him.
and I think Ian has you share about putting dates in our calendars. That way, when some of the groups, so I will send you that 2 dates for the legislative day and the section congress. So that way, that's a date that is, people don't have. Although the section legislative day is that's from 9 o'clock to about 1 o'clock. So that's half a day event.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure they would give some professional development hours for that as well.
Helen, you might want to wait till after you have the meeting on the 5th, only because they might be moving the date right now.
Yes,
I mean,
well, and
tentatively,
that's a good thing. That's a good thing because then we can share with Holly and Pam that 11 to what was the section congress. But we normally don't do legislative day on Friday anyway, so I think that date is safe.
I did forget to ask on the budget that we have legislative day shown for 2021. I had recommended that we set it at 1,700. There is going to be a charge for the virtual presentation this year.
Okay.
And
Daniel,
is
can
Daniel
we
still
can
here?
we revisit the budget just to verify that we have allocated money for the legislative day?
Yeah, I don't. Is Daniel
Yes,
still
I
on?
am.
He's still here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, take over the share.
I am not seeing anything for legislative day.
Okay, so we need to add that, I think.
Okay.
We probably ought to vote on that again to make sure it's okay.
Yes, yeah, we have to revote. And how much was that, Howard?
I recommend, they haven't given us a price, but we were low last time and they let us join anyway. I said 1,700 this time, that's $100 more than what we were going to do before. We might have to adjust it once they pull all their stuff together. They did. I asked, I said, "Oh, you're going to charge us this year?" And she said, "Yes."
So do you want to make a motion to add legislative, $1,700 for the legislative day to the budget?
Yes, I'll make a motion to modify the budget to include legislative day, with it's a joint with OSPE, ASC, and IEEE in the amount of $1,700. A plan temporarily is like you mentioned the date. Yeah, we just need to add that to the budget. That's my motion. Is there?
Yep,
I second.
I'll second as well.
Okay.
Is that you,
So
Daniel?
Howard,
That was
Yeah.
Daniel.
yeah, so the
And
motion,
also, as a heads up, I'll send this out, but I need to start putting my son to bed, so I'm going to hop off. But Howard, I will send this over to you.
Okay, that's
okay,
fine.
so,
That's
Okay.
fine.
so, okay, thank you, Daniel.
Yep, thanks.
Motion
Okay,
carried.
so motion carried, okay.
Okay.
All right, we're a little bit over of time. Anything else that you guys want to discuss?
Well, one thing I forgot to bring up was Collaboratech. At the end of the previous meeting, Josh and I had mentioned probably figuring out like some way to have more of a shared drive so it's not just unique to one person's account. So I had done the research and we found that Collaboratech was the way to go. So what I did is Josh originally had something put together, but he wasn't like getting back to me on what I had said we need to get done. So I just decided, all right, I'm just going to remake what he did because his like had nothing in it, and then also he wasn't complying with what needed done. So just to get the administrative roles taken care of, I have access to it. On the website, we have at the on the homepage, on the top bar, it says Collaboratech. What you can do is you can go there, and I kind of put together like my own little rules and stuff, for just so people understand like what is this really for. How the fact is like this is primarily to store data unique to the section and to the co-branches. So primarily just simple weak rules. I mean, probably add to it later on. But in order to gain access, I've got it set up where you just have to say that you've read the rules. It'll take you through a sign up process, and then that goes to me saying like someone's trying to get access to the Collaboratech, and then I can go ahead and let them in. If you have access, if you've already been granted access to the Collaboratech, you can go to the page, and here we have kind of a message just saying click here, which here will take you to the Collaboratech environment. It'll ask you to sign in. Because I'm already signed in, it's just taking me in. But as you see, I've already got folders already set up for different things going on. So like the 2020 audit, all I have is just one document in there so far, which I had access to. The events, so a folder for different events like the PES, that was supposed to house a video so far, which I did not put the video in there. Back to this. Whoops, that took me to the wrong place. What else is there? The site group, so any documents that the site group might have. So John, you can get onto that and put all the files you have in there. Like I've got the PowerPoint presentation from quite a while back. I think it's the same PowerPoint presentation that's displayed on the website. For the treasury, that's currently unlocked just for different things. WebEx, this is where I have all the files like the meeting minutes and stuff like that. So February hasn't been added, but January, we have the documents from January's meeting along with the meeting itself recorded, so people can access that and download it. So I'm kind of setting this up just to be like a fully shared Google Drive. That's pretty much all it is.
Okay,
And
that's good. Yeah, because with the Collaboratech is you can join any other group as long as you get right access to it.
yes, that's kind of the way it's set up for. In fact, I think even you can access if you say you have a certain file set up you need access to, like you and several other people have access to probably one selected thing within that within the Collaboratech. So let me pull that back up. What's the calendar? Collaboratech. So say you want to always have access to a selected file. So say this Word document. I can click on that, and there's supposed to be a way I can share it. Give it a second. Open the file. All right, open with my Google Docs, and it'll have me added to the list of editors, I believe, automatically. So now it should automatically pull up inside my my drive itself if I go look for just my docs. So the December 10th, 2020 meeting minutes. I'm an editor. I don't think there's a way to really share it, though. I think you have to actually go within to share it, because usually this is the sharing option. But if I go back into my drive, you'll see that it appears here now. So I don't have to go back into Collaboratech to access that one document. So.
Yeah, that's good.
So the Collaboratech environment set up, you just have to, currently it's just me and Paul that are in it right now, but no one's really been involved. So I just have me and Paul set up in that. I've tried sending messages. I'm trying to figure out how I got to see the list of people I sent to, because I've tried sending to Helen and a whole bunch of other people already. So inviting participants via email, and then also through, I tried finding people through Collaboratech as well. So if you want to be a part of this and just have access to like all the files that we use, which I suggest probably for the auditors and stuff, it's better than keeping it stored on your personal drive, because it costs money if your drive gets too high. So I've had to pay on my personal Google Drive, which I don't like.
You say that's added to our website?
Yes, on the website, what you can do is, I guess I'll have to go here. All right, so to gain access, first off, from the home page, just go to Collaboratech, and then this is just like some of the rules I put in place just so that people use it with common sense.
Okay.
But hit I've read the rules. It's going to ask you to just fill out a form so that like we have notes of who's signed up, and we can make sure like, yeah, they are part of the group. We don't just want to have people like complete strangers just hopping on and being like, hey, I just want to have access to all your data. So just asking for basic information just to prove that you are who you say you are. And then submit. That goes to me. I can verify that someone's actually who they claim to be, and then I can add them to the Collaboratech environment. And then they're supposed to receive an email from Collaboratech saying that you've been granted access. And then to make finding Collaboratech easy, you just have to click the Collaboratech page, find this line here, and click the Here button. So it says here, but it's kind of small just because I don't want people instantly clicking the Collaboratech and thinking, oh, I just clicked that and I'm instantly accessed. No, it's not going to give you access. The security was put in place. But click here. If you haven't signed in for a few days, it asks you to sign in, but then you have access to all the folders. So, and I think on iPhones, there's actually an application for Collaboratech itself to where you can actually use your phone to access the environment.
Okay,
So,
that's great.
Yeah.
So, anything else? I was just, we're over about 30 minutes, but at least we got the budget, so that's a big accomplishment for us. So if there's no other discussion, I would call the motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? I guess nobody's opposed. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a good night and a weekend.
Yep. Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Mhm.
Thank you, Helen.